Asterisk, the garage was filled with the scent of engine oil, grease, and a hint of gasoline, the signature perfume of her father's world. Wrenches clinked, tires hissed, and the constant low hum of compressors filled the air. To most it was a chaotic mess, but to Emily, it was home. Asterisk, her father, Joe, had been a mechanic for over 25 years, known in the neighborhood as the guy who can fix anything. He ran his garage with calloused hands and a patient smile. Emily had practically grown up under the hood of cars. While other kids played with dolls or video games, she sat cross-legged beside her dad, watching him rebuild carburetors, change brake pads, and diagnose electrical faults like he was solving ancient puzzles. Asterisk, but despite growing up in the shop, Emily was always seen as just the mechanic's daughter, the one who fetched tools, swept the floors, and made sure the cold drinks were stacked. Joe didn't want her getting her hands too dirty. "You're smart," he'd always tell her. "You'll do better than me. Go study. Go build things with computers, not wrenches." Asterisk, and so, Emily listened. She studied. She tinkered with electronics in her room. She built circuits out of scraps, pulled apart old radios, and even managed to assemble a rudimentary drone from broken parts Joe was going to toss. But at the garage she kept to her role, sweeping, cleaning, observing. Asterisk, one summer afternoon, the garage was busier than ever. Cars lined up outside, and the workers were scrambling. The main hydraulic lift had been acting up for days, refusing to hold steady. Joe had patched it temporarily, but he knew it needed more than a quick fix. Asterisk, Emily, he called out, handing her a broom. "We're swamped. Can you sweep the back and keep things clear?" Asterisk, Emily nodded. "Sure thing, Dad." Asterisk, but as she made her way to the back of the garage, sweeping half-heartedly, her eyes drifted to the dusty control panel that operated the lifts, compressors, and power lines throughout the shop. It was old, probably older than her, and its wiring was a tangled jungle of quick fixes and mismatched patches. She'd overheard the guys talking about it. Faulty sensors, worn-out relays, unpredictable shutoffs. It was a ticking time bomb. Asterisk, Emily put the broom aside and walked over to the panel. She ran her fingers along the faded labels, the mismatched wires, and the cracked buttons. Curiosity burned inside her. She had studied systems like this in school. She'd built simulations, designed control circuits, and even coded mock systems for class projects. The difference was, this was real. Asterisk, her heart raced. She knew her dad wouldn't approve. He'd want a certified electrician or a specialist to handle it. But they couldn't afford that right now. And Emily knew she could figure it out. Asterisk, she took a deep breath and started tracing the wiring diagrams taped inside the panel door. They were old and smudged, but the logic was there. She followed the paths, noting where the relays connected, where the circuits crossed, where redundancies should have been but weren't. Asterisk, hours passed. Workers buzzed around her, not really paying attention to what she was doing. She unscrewed panels, carefully unplugged connectors, and labeled each wire with pieces of masking tape. Her fingers moved swiftly, her brain firing on all cylinders. Asterisk, she rewired faulty connections, replaced burnt fuses, and bypassed the shaky relays with more stable circuitry she cobbled together from spare parts lying around the shop. She adjusted voltage regulators and even managed to code a simple diagnostic sequence into the control system using an old, dust-covered terminal she found tucked behind a shelf. As the sun dipped low, casting a golden glow through the garage windows, Joe came looking for her. "Emily, I told you to sweep the heathrows." Asterisk, there she was, crouched in front of the open control panel. Wires spread out like veins, tools scattered around her. His heart stopped. "Emily, what are you doing? That's dangerous. You could get hurt." Asterisk, but before he could scold her further, she looked up at him, face smeared with grease, eyes glowing with excitement. Asterisk, Dad, she said breathlessly. "I fixed it." Asterisk, Joe frowned. "What do you mean you fixed it? This system's been unreliable for months." Asterisk, Emily wiped her hands on her jeans and stood up. "I rewired the entire control board. There were misrouted connections, burnt relays, and grounding issues. I cleaned it up, ran a diagnostic, and added a safety lockout. Try it." Asterisk, Joe hesitated, torn between pride and panic. He looked at her for a long moment, then slowly turned to the control switch. With a silent prayer, he activated the hydraulic lift. The platform rose smoothly, steadily, no shaking, no stuttering. He toggled it down. "Smooth again." Asterisk, "Try the compressor," Emily urged, pointing. Asterisk, Joe flipped the switch, and the compressor kicked on instantly, purring like it was brand new. He checked the voltage monitors. Perfect. He tested the emergency shutdown. Flawless. His jaw dropped. How did you know how to do all this? Emily shrugged, trying to hide her grin. I've been studying, watching. I figured I could either sweep the garage or actually help. Joe's eyes mid for a moment. He saw not his little girl, but a young engineer standing before him, covered in grease but shining with purpose. Word spread quickly at first. The guys in the shop were skeptical. They double-checked her work, expecting mistakes, but found none. Emily's rewiring didn't just fix the system, it improved it. She had optimized the entire control flow, added redundancies, and even designed a safer shutdown protocol that the original system lacked. One by one, the workers started asking her questions. Electrical faults, diagnostics, tricky wiring. Emily became their go-to person. Soon, customers caught wind of the story. The mechanic's daughter who could not only fix cars but could reprogram and rebuild entire systems. People started showing up not just for oil changes, but for complex electrical repairs no other shop wanted to touch. Emily's confidence grew. She didn't just stay behind the broom anymore. She worked on cars, solved problems, and soon started bringing in new diagnostic tools she'd built herself. One day, a local reporter came by, intrigued by the story. They filmed Emily walking through the shop, explaining her rewiring process, demonstrating the upgraded safety features she'd implemented. The story went viral. People were inspired by the idea that the girl who was supposed to just sweep the floor instead rewired the beating heart of the garage, that a young woman, often overlooked in this male-dominated field, stepped forward and changed everything with her knowledge and her courage to try. Emily's story attracted attention from engineering schools, mentorship programs, and even a few large automotive companies who reached out to offer internships and scholarships. But Emily wasn't in a rush to leave. One evening, sitting on the tailgate of an old pickup with her dad, Joe asked, "So, what's next? You've outgrown this little garage, haven't you?" Emily smiled, gazing around at